Welcome into room 442. Sarah Pararia, James Sharman, Mikey Singh, and Albert Vartanian. And I know it's the second day without any World Cup football, but do not worry because we are setting you up for the quarterfinals, which will start tomorrow. And gentlemen, we have some blockbuster matches coming up. Brazil and Croatia will take place first, followed by Argentina and Netherlands on Friday. And then Saturday, we will see Portugal and Morocco, followed by England and France. But let's start with the first match, guys. Brazil take on Croatia. This one to me seems the most obvious, but maybe that's just me. I guess my question to you guys with this one is, will Croatia's age show in this match against this vibrant young Brazilian side, James?
I remember 2018, and the whole talk through the tournament was Croatia's too old. They're going to tire out. They can't keep playing this way and succeed. I remember in the semi-final against England, that was being blown around all the media. Man, they just can't keep doing this. And guess what? They did it. They found a way. If there's any team that can lock down Brazil and take away that flair that we've seen so far, it might just be that wily Croatia team, whose actual squad age isn't actually that old. It's like 27.4, which is one of the younger teams in the World Cup. Now, the key players are old. That's the issue, of course. But I don't think fatigue will be an issue. I don't think age will be an issue. If they get beaten, they're beaten because it's Brazil, and they're fantastic. But I'm, once again, will not be lured into the narrative that this team's over the hill and tired and falling asleep at the wheel.
And we know exactly how they're going to play. They're going to sit back and soak up pressure and try and dominate the midfield, which they can do. But my main concern with Croatia is the lack of goals. At the last World Cup, they actually scored as many goals as France, second top scorers. It's not the case at this World Cup. That's the biggest issue, I think, with Croatia is the lack of goal scoring up front. I think they can hold Brazil. I just don't know who's going to find the goal.
And that's the thing, like with this Croatian team, they're so good defensively. They've only conceded twice throughout the course of this entire tournament. That was to Canada and then also to Japan recently. So I have a lot of faith in this Croatian team to at least keep this game close, but they haven't come up against a team with the quality like Brazil. So I'm kind of feeling what you're feeling there, is that I don't see too many goals in this match, but what I do see is Brazil outclassing Croatia.
But less dancing, though, do you think?
Oh, no,
More,
dancing.
maybe, I think more dancing.
More dancing.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they got to score more goals in that case, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You know what, though? In Croatia, they love extra time. They love a penalty shootout. I think if they can take Brazil all the way down to the penalty shootouts, it's level.
Brazil and penalty shootouts. You're talking about the best goalie in the
No,
world.
I completely understand that.
That can take penalties.
I completely understand that. When it comes to penalties, it's 50-50. Look what happened with Spain and Morocco.
Totally.
Who would
but
you give
Spain
the edge to?
Well, Croatia's
Spain are
never
not
left.
good at penalties, though. This is a fact. This is for sure. No,
I know. What I'm saying,
Brazil is not
regardless,
the
is
same.
right. On the pitch during the match, Brazil has the edge in quality. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
You take it down to penalties. Now you're level. Now you actually.
No,
give
it's up here.
yourself-
It's all up here.
If
That
it,
part.
goes,
Right.
if it goes to penalties, that's a massive win for Croatia. I think if you
Absolutely,
start
yeah.
the match now and you tell Croatia,
what they
hey,
did
we're
They've never
going
lost
to
a
go to
Japan.
shootout
penalties.
before.
What's that?
They've never lost a shootout.
They've never lost a
World Cup,
shootout
never,
before.
Yeah.
Well, there
Well,
you
that's
go.
what they wanted against
obscene.
Japan, and that's what they got.
Albert told me that before. So, just so you know.
Yeah, why'd you steal away from me?
Because I thought you were going there, and you're going away from me. I thought I better steer us back to the
I look at it.
situation.
I look at this like almost like maybe like an MMA match, right? We have a little guy fighting a big guy, and what's the little guy need to do to win the match? Bring the guy down to his level. That's what Croatia have to do with Brazil. Very hard to do. You got to go through 120 minutes to get there.
It could be nasty, this game.
Could
Easier
be
said than
nasty,
done, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, guys. Up next, Argentina and Netherlands. And this one, to me, is 50-50. I have no clue what's going to happen. But my biggest question here is, will somebody other than Leo Messi be able to break through the defense of the Netherlands? Who is that second man they're going to rely on? Maybe their third man? Because Argentina have been struggling in that aspect. Albert, what do you think?
I don't know. And I don't think Argentina knows as well. I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm like, Argentina relies so heavily on Messi. If he doesn't show up, what's next? What's the plan B? And I don't think they have it, really.
But he will show up.
That's the thing. He will. He
Right.
will. But if he doesn't,
I mean, I challenge any team out there to have a player like Messi and not rely on him and not put everything through him. Right, you have to. And the other
PSG.
teams haven't stepped up yet because they haven't had to, because the little maestro's there doing the job. Julian Alvarez, your boys, played really well. I saw Paulo Dybala being talked about in the press conference today.
Yeah.
And the manager Scaloni saying, listen, he's ready when we need him, but right now we don't need him. And so far we haven't. That's class on the bench. It's a really deep squad. And you're right, they rely overly on Leo Messi, but he's arguably the best player of all time. So what do you just, make him one of the gang?
What's the status on Angel Di Maria?
So he's training with the squad, so I expect him to play. The concern now is Rodrigo de Paul has a level 1 tear. But he came out on social media and said he will be playing. I don't know if that's true or not. But even though he hasn't had a great tournament, I think they still rely on him as a player so much. He was heavily involved in Messi's goal against Australia.
He was good last time, I thought, last match.
Last match, it was definitely his best match. But I think that's the thing with Argentina. They've slowly been getting better. And same thing with the Netherlands, though. They've definitely been on a faster pace to kind of forming a better team. But you can say the same thing about Argentina.
I think that's where I am. So the reason I asked Di Maria is because last match when they didn't have Di Maria, I thought
Noticeable.
very noticeable, because if there is a guy that's going to step up and create chances, I think it's Angel Di Maria, other than Lionel Messi, of course, right? So I think his addition into the squad will be huge to answer that question, but I think
he's overrated. So
it's Leo Messi, though. It's Leo Messi is going to be the guy. Netherlands, though, they're growing, man.
The way I see
growing.
this, it's going to be very similar to how we saw Saudi Arabia play Argentina. But the difference between Saudi Arabia and Netherlands have the quality to really punish a team. So I think Argentina really needs to rely on Messi even more so to break down this Netherlands team. This isn't the old school Holland of total football 4-3-3. This is a team that sits back and kills you on the counter, just like we saw against the
but
USA.
it's not Van Dijk against Messi.
No.
Because Van Dijk told us it's not Van Dijk against Messi.
Yeah.
Right? It's more but there's something about this Dutch team, though. I like this. More and more that I think about this, I think this could be a real close game, and the Dutch might nick it.
Yeah.
They're the team that's growing into this tournament. We saw Louis van Gaal in the press conference this morning, asking if he could kiss Memphis on the mouth to apologize for him for the behavior at United when he was manager and Memphis was there. It didn't work out very well. And Memphis collapsed in hysterics, right? This is a loose room right now. They're enjoying their football once again.
Yeah.
Not that many expectations really at this point. No pressure. Tell you what, I haven't seen the value, and we'll check that in the third block, but Dutch right now looking pretty good.
Bad. I'm expecting a Frankie De Jong masterclass.
Ooh,
I can see him
If
setting
somebody
up.
knows anything about Messi,
He's got
Frankie.
but they asked him, right? They're like, how do you stop Messi? He's
no,
like,
you don't.
I have no idea.
Even
They have to man mark. I mean, good luck.
No, that's what Van Dijk said as well. He said, especially when we're on the attack as well, you still never know where Messi is. He's probably in the corner somewhere getting ready to score a goal. So as you can see, guys, we are totally divided in this game. We have no clue. Let's look at Saturday's matches now. Albert Vartanian's team in Portugal versus Morocco. Big underdogs here. And my concern for this Moroccan team, guys, is they have shown class football. They have shown that they are able to keep up with top teams. But will fatigue play a factor in this match? James, they looked tired by the end of that game against Spain. They wanted to get the penalties, and they did. Portugal are a much more better-looking side right now than Spain.
Yeah, but it's going to be a very different game to Spain, right? Portugal will beat Spain in this game. They'll be having the ball at their feet. They'll be going at Morocco, who sits so deep, and they're comfortable. Their manager said, we love sitting deep. We can play that way with ease. But fatigue could be an issue, 120 minutes, emotional fatigue too. This is uncharted territory for them as well, potentially. But again, it's a young team, 26 years of age is the average age. Very, very young. They're enjoying their football right now. If they're healthy, there were some players coming off the pitch late in that match against Spain, some key players.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to put a little sprinkle on Morocco, because why not?
Yeah.
They're the big underdogs. But it's going to be just such a different beast to what we saw for Portugal in the last match. But I don't expect Morocco to be too tired in this one. They're a young team, they're a fit team, and they're just loving life right now.
Yeah, and I think if you take away the fatigue and the emotional, high that's going to come down for Morocco, you just look at these teams as they've been in this World Cup, to me, it's close to 50-50, really. That's how good Morocco have been, and they've shown that they can score and frustrate teams. I just wonder if Portugal changed their style of play, because they actually like playing without the ball as well. Do they give the ball to Morocco and take them out of their shell and try and kill them on the counter, right? Because you're not relying on one goal scorer with Ronaldo. Now you have 2 or 3 guys with pace who can burn defenses. So I'm just curious to see tactically how this plays out.
Morocco's only conceded one time.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I think
And that was
that's
to
gonna
who?
be-
Course of this tournament to Canada.
And an own goal.
It's an own goal, right?
They didn't even
There was-
concede in the penalty shootout.
No, there was a crazy stat going
that's
around
right.
that the last time a player has scored against Morocco was all the way back in June of this year. So that's just insane.
It's gonna be
Just how good they are defensively. Now, but the thing is, when you look at Spain and you look at Portugal, the biggest difference for me is I think Portugal's going to be a lot more direct on their attacks, whereas Spain, they passed the ball around, didn't really do too much with possession. If you're going to put pressure on Morocco, a Moroccan team that might be a little bit fatigued, I think this is going to be the first really, really big test for this Morocco backline. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. Let's get to the final game, guys, because we're running out of time, and this one is gonna be masterclass. France versus England. I know James is shaking a little in his boots there as Kylian Mbappe is looking very in form. I think my biggest concern with this game, if I were England, would be Jordan Pickford, in the sense that France's attack has looked immaculate. Not just Mbappe, but Giroud, Griezmann, and Dembele. These guys are going to come and hit them hard. Can Pickford withstand France's attack here?
Yeah, I don't think it's just Jordan Pickford, though, right? Jordan Pickford is the last line of defense, of course. He's had a pretty good World Cup for England overall, pretty good season overall, actually. But then I'm looking at a guy like Kyle Walker, and he's going to be matched up, of course, against Mbappe, and his pace versus Mbappe's pace is going to be a real test for a guy who hasn't really played a lot of minutes leading up to the start of this tournament. So that's a really big test for him, and I'm not sure if he can sort of withstand the threat of Mbappe.
Can we switch this though? Because the narrative's all about, can England handle Mbappe? Who's going to be playing? What formation? Can France handle England's attack?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right now, it's not the greatest defense. Koundé's playing kind of out of position a little bit.
France's defensive look good.
Varane
I'm
was
not gonna lie.
No, I know, but I mean, listen, England's forward line is fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
The midfield is far better, I think, than France's midfield. So I know we want to talk about Mbappe. He's the face of the World Cup so far, and rightly so. He's incredible. But England are no shrinking violets. I mean, if you're France, you should be terrified.
I'm so sorry to do this to you, but we have to wrap this up. Albert, in 20 seconds or less, just give me your quick opinion.
I think this game is going to be win or lost in the midfield. I think England really need to pick up Griezmann and his positioning. It's not going to come down to just Mbappe, but if there's one guy who can handle Mbappe, and he's shown it, it's Kyle Walker. They've matched up against each other in the Champions League before, and he's done all right.
Well, guys, it is going to be so exciting. All these quarterfinals starting tomorrow, Friday, and we cannot wait. But up next, I know you've been waiting for it. It is Red Card and Yellow Card returning with Mikey Singh, so stay tuned.
He's been waiting for it anyway.
Welcome back into room 442, and now we are getting into Red Card, Yellow Card with Mikey Singh. So, Mikey, please take it away.
Everybody's favorite segment. You're not cheating over there, okay? All right. So you guys know how this works. I don't have to explain this again.
It's not difficult.
It's not that hard, but James still struggles from time to time.
Quick explanation.
Quick explanation. All right. So I'm going to say a statement. If Albert, for example, totally disagrees with that statement, he's going to show me a red card. Out, cut. Let's move on.
Well done, Albert. That is a red card.
If he somewhat agrees with it and kind of sees where I'm coming from, that's a yellow card. But if he totally does agree with it and he plays on. So, let's start. Albert, I'll throw it to you first.
All right. I mean, I'm assuming this has to do with Ronaldo, but let's go.
Surprise, surprise. Cristiano Ronaldo has started his final match for Portugal.
I don't totally disagree with you. I'm going to give you a yellow card because anything can happen. If they get past, I'm assuming he's not going to start against Morocco based on what we've seen. They just won 6-1 without him. Why would you start him? You need his legs late in extra time if it goes there. But if there's an injury into the semifinals or potentially the finals and you need a striker up front, he's on the bench. He's that guy. So I don't totally disagree. I can see him not starting if the players stay healthy. But if someone goes down, he's getting into that 11.
Injury's a cop-out, but that's fine.
No.
All right. This one's for you, Sarah Pereira.
Oh, here we go. Spain, for sure. Messi.
Portugal will be a better team than Argentina when Lionel Messi retires.
Of course.
Play on?
Yeah, of course. Messi is the best player in the world, maybe the best player that football has ever seen. There's no way that this team is going to be as good without him, obviously. And right now, yeah, you know what? I think, you know what? It's going to be a transition because right now Portugal's young players look really good, and so do Argentina's. But I think when Messi retires from the national squad, them filling that gap and realizing they are not relying on him as much is going to take a longer process, whereas Portugal right now are rebuilding and already not relying on Ronaldo. So I simply think because of that factor, they will be better than Argentina. For how long? Who's to say? But I would agree. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, I like it. James Sharman. And you'll like this one. You'll like this
Sure
one.
I will.
Jordan Henderson
Oh, surprise.
is overrated.
Overrated.
Oh,
Here we go.
hit him with the red.
This is ridiculous. Overrated. He's so
Overrated.
underrated. No one respects this guy. He gets criticized every time he gets in the starting 11, right? You constantly say this guy is useless, right? He's a Champions League winner. He's a Premier League winner. He plays in a 4-3-3 week in and week out for his club. He's now playing in a 4-3-3 for his country. Fits beautifully. He allows Jude Bellingham to push forward. He makes Jude Bellingham a better player. They're good mates. They've got a great celebration. His stats in the last match were off the charts. 90% passing, important passes, 100% tackles, duels won. I mean, he is an all-encompassing force directing traffic out there. He is so underrated, this guy. It's not even close.
Wow.
I agree.
Wow.
I think he's underrated. Yeah. Look at his resume. Champions League winner, Premier League winner, tons of caps.
World Cup winner in a
England,
few weeks' time.
Potentially
Right.
a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
He's
It's
done a
just,
lot. No, he's done a lot. For
Just
some
because-
reason, no one likes him.
Because Sir Alex Ferguson, it's all his fault. Because Fergie said that he didn't sign Henderson at United because of the way he ran. His gait
Yeah.
suggested that there could be injuries in his future. Well, his gait looks pretty damn good to me, Fergie, right now.
All right, well, let's keep this next one a little bit shorter. I'll throw it to you, Albert.
Okay.
Mid-season World Cups should be the new norm.
Oh, man.
Has it grown on you?
Play on. I actually like the mid-season World Cup because of the quality of the football that we're seeing. I think we're seeing players in their best possible form, being in mid-season form, and that's not only helping the big teams, it's helping the smaller teams as well. Look at Morocco, right? And I don't want to call them a smaller team, no disrespect, but look at the form of Hakimi and Hakim Ziyech. These are two key players that they need to be playing at their best, and because of the mid-season World Cup, these two players are at their best. We wouldn't necessarily see that in the summer.
He's
What do you
saying this
think?
before Tottenham all stumble and fall to the bottom of the table.
Hey, I know. What are you going to do?
Gabriel Jesus and
Already,
Mikel
yeah, Jesus
Arteta.
out.
I can't believe I'm saying it because as a fan, I do miss the Summer World Cup. But in terms of quality of football, this has been
I
fantastic.
also like having my summers off. Just watching a bit of MLS, and that's about it.
Oh, that's true.
I'm
Hey,
really
that's not
selfish.
summer off.
fair
Come
play.
on.
Well, that's a fan though. I'm not
That's
covering too
mid-season.
much. For you, it is.
Come on.
100%. In my recent years, it's been more of a fanboy as opposed to a journalist. Which is
Nice.
I'm selfish.
All right, Sarah Pereira. The weakest team remaining at this FIFA World Cup is Croatia.
Play on. Unfortunately, no disrespect to Croatia, but I just think we're looking at teams like, for me, England, France, Brazil, for sure out of the question. And then you have Portugal, out of the question. And then you have who? Morocco, Argentina, because
Netherlands.
Messi nope. So to me, it would come down to Croatia and Morocco. And right now, I'm just giving Morocco a bit more of the edge because I think they have played better football than Croatia. It's awful to say.
Before the World Cup, the opposite, right? Before the World Cup, looking at that group, when they're both in, of course, Canada's group, it's like, well, Croatia's way better than Morocco. Morocco,
Yeah.
we fight with Canada for third place. How times change over a World Cup.
It's not that bad being the 8th worst team in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, not no disrespect, but I think it's just also look at the caliber of
quality.
the other, other team. So I think just because of that,
That's crazy. That's the reigning World Cup finalists, and now we're
Yeah.
8th. Or 10th. How things can change in 4 years. How we doing for time? We all right?
we gotta end it, Mikey. I'm so sorry, James. You had
that's
your
a
whole
shame.
speech for Henderson though, so thank
Yeah.
God for
Yeah, well,
that.
No,
you
those
had,
important one got out there.
but we
Is it
love
emotional enough,
that.
emphatic?
Emphatic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Could be Al
I love
Pacino
the
in a
dig at,
movie.
little dig at Fergie. That's always
Yeah.
good.
Well, hopefully we will have some more red card and yellow card coming to you guys sooner than later. But up next, it's Fast Money Football, where we're going to give you our bets for all of the quarterfinals. We'll be right back. Welcome to Fast Money Football presented by Botano. We are going to tell you where to sprinkle your money and where we think these quarterfinals are going. First up, Mikey Singh, Brazil, Croatia. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to take the under 2.5 goals here, and I know taking an under in a Brazil match is kind of risky, but when you look at the numbers, it's not. 3 out of their 4 games so far at this FIFA World Cup have hit the under, and they've scored 7 goals total, but if you take away their last match where they put up 4, there's only 3 goals in 3 games against a team like Croatia, who have only conceded twice, and Croatia, their games have hit the under 3 out of 4 games. So under 2.5 goals in this match, in a tight quarterfinal affair, I see it.
Albert, Netherlands, Argentina.
Yeah, I'm going with the draw, and I love the draw in knockout stages because it tends to go all the way.
Of course you do.
Yeah, because it tends to go all the way. And I see value in
the
it. I love a draw. I love a good
Love a
0-0
wall.
draw. Don't get me wrong. No, but when I see two teams of what I think of equal quality, sometimes and most of the time they cancel each other out. And that's what I see happening here, especially with the Netherlands sitting back, soaking up that pressure and trying to break down Argentina. I either see a 0-0 or potentially a 1-1 heading into extra time, and at over plus 200 odds. I like it.
You love teams canceling each other out, don't you?
Yeah, I'm the type of guy who plays with Burnley on FIFA and tries to win the Champions
There you
League.
go. If it goes into extra time, who are you giving the edge to? Just for fun. Just what's your instincts?
Argentina.
There you go. All right, James, Portugal, Morocco.
Low scoring affair. I think Portugal's class will just get the better of them eventually. So Portugal to qualify under 2.5 goals. Morocco don't score many goals, but we know, as discussed earlier, they don't concede goals. Just one in the tournament so far, and it's an own goal. They're going to sit deep in this one, I think. Portugal obviously looking much better moving forward. Maybe it will take a Ronaldo off the bench to cause some issues in a deep block. He knows how to deal with that kind of tactical situation. So I see a very, very narrow Portuguese win in this one. They're off to the semi-finals.
I love it.
Ooh la la. Okay, and I have England and France. And guys, I'm taking France and Kylian Mbappe to score at nearly plus 300. I don't know why, but I am really favoring this France side. I don't know if maybe I'm overlooking the English side. I think I'm more just looking at the French team itself. And Mbappe is on fire. And I also think he wants to be that guy that wants to be the top scorer. He wants to be the savior for France. He wants to be the guy that has it all. So I actually expect Mbappe to score. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but
I hope
maybe I'm not.
you've enjoyed the 4-4-2. It's been a good run.
James is going to be upset on Monday. James is going to be upset on Monday. But that is it for us, guys. Quarterfinals tomorrow. Next time we see you, we will know 2 of the semifinalists in the World Cup. So make sure you join us tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. See you then.